welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, we are going over the top 10 lead magnet ideas right now. This is numbers 10 through number 1. What's it gonna be? Stick around, you'll find out. And if you're new to the channel, my name is Dwayne Gaddis. This channel is all about list building, lead generation, sales funnels, video marketing, ads, you name it. So if you're into that type of stuff, make sure to subscribe to the channel. That way you can get notifications on all of the content that we'll be dropping here covering those things. But let's get into it because here we are, the top 10 lead magnet ideas right now. Let's go. Number 10 is templates. Now, I like templates because it helps make things easier for someone else. They get to just basically grab it and go and start implementation. If you've been following my channel for any, little bit of time, then you know that I usually give away like a funnel template or something like that to just sort of help somebody get started with the thing that I was just talking about. So I like templates. The only thing I don't necessarily like about templates is that if you really want to like make it happen for someone, it needs to be accompanied with some type of training. So like, for example, if you watch my video and I give you the breakdown on like what to do, and then you get the template that I just did on the video, you can always reference back to that video. So just keep that in mind, because a template by itself is like a car with nobody driving it. Okay, the engine's running, but it's not really moving. So just keep that in mind. All right, number 9 is the conference / free quote / strategy session. Now, the reason why this is number 9 is because this one, while very effective, is one of the hardest ones to execute the right way, because a free quote, there's really nothing unique about that, which means that you have to really make sure that your offer and your promise of value is so insane that the person would they just want to know what it's going to take to get it. And the same thing goes with the strategy session. Look, this is nothing new. People have been down this road before, and a lot of people, when they hear strategy session, their mind immediately says sales call. So if you're someone that's offering somebody a strategy session, just make sure when you actually get on the call, you're providing strategy and not just pitching them. And so I'm not necessarily saying you're doing that. We all know that there's some coaches out there that swear by the strategy session, which is really just the wolf in sheep's clothing sales pitch. And so people are kind of numb to it. So just be on the lookout for that when you're using that language, and just know that if you are offering a conference or a quote, free quote, or strategy session, that you really got to dial in your offer, and it's got to be really, really awesome on your ad and your landing page, or wherever you're driving traffic from to that point to get people to do it. But if you nail those things, this is a great lead magnet that you can utilize. Now, number 8 is the boot camp. I like boot camps. If you were watching the previous video and you remember number 16, we talked about the summit. This isn't the thing that I mentioned in that video, but it is kind of similar. The difference with the boot camp is that typically this is done live. And so you can actually use the boot camp as a lead magnet to get people to opt in and then still charge for the boot camp. And so the strategy that you would want to do there is have the opt-in page before the cart. So people read the sales letter, say, oh yeah, this looks very interesting. They click to reserve their spot. They opt in, and then it takes them to the actual order page on the next page. And that's how you get a lot of leads, because not everyone's going to buy, but you're still going to be collecting those leads along the way. So if you're into doing like live events and stuff like that, then a boot camp is a cool way for you to get a lot of leads. All right, number 7. I have mixed emotions about putting this one here, but I went with it anyway because the general premise is good. There are just some people who use this for the forces of evil, and that is the Swipe file. It's so controversial, man, because I have a love-hate relationship with swipe files. I generally like swipe files because they're kind of like templates, but it's actual content or something that has been used that has had success in the past, which would be great to be modeled. But here's the problem with swipe files. There's just so many unimaginative, not because they don't have imagination in them. Maybe they're just lazy, right? They're just like a sorry dog that won't wag their own tail. But the problem is people get swipe files and then they literally just copy and paste exactly what's in the swipe file into their own stuff. And then it's just the same thing. And it usually really doesn't work out that well and it dilutes the market. And it's just generally a terrible practice. So if you're the type of person that gets a swipe file and then you just copy and paste the whole thing, you don't try to think for yourself, stop that practice right now. It hasn't worked for you before. It's never going to work for you in the future. It's not the intent when you get a swipe file. You're supposed to take that information inside the swipe file, okay, and model what worked in the past with whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish right there. So that's the end of my rant. Number 7, the swipe file. Let's keep it moving. Number 6 is the checklist. I like checklists. I like this one. It's at number 6 because it's super useful. It's something that's super easy to make, and it's something that the person that you give it to can quickly and easily consume. Plus, the checklist is something that literally you can do in any business. So I always hate to hear stuff like, well, this doesn't really work in my business, or, all I get is an email or something like that. Yeah, you get the email so that you can build your list, follow up with them, make the sale, close the deal. So yeah, you want to get that email. And so a checklist, it's virtually universal. Anyone can use it. That's why it's number 5, even though it's probably the simplest thing. And you don't even have to put together that much content for it, right? Here you go. Here's the 10 things that, I use. Hey, listen, I don't know. Check back on this video. You may see the checklist of these top 20 lead magnets. I haven't decided yet, but you'll just have to stay tuned, right? All right. So number 5 is the webinar. So I don't believe that webinars are dead. I don't believe that they're full of life either. And I'm not playing the fence here. Hear me out. We're living in an age where people are exposed to hundreds of offers a day, and they click through hundreds of offers a day, thousands of offers in a month. And so gone are the days when you could just throw up a landing page and throw up an ad and say free training, and people hopped on there expecting everything to be free, and they were shocked at the end when you charged, but they wanted the thing so bad that their curiosity and the urgency and the scarcity got them to pull out their wallet and pay. I remember the first couple of webinars that I sat on. I'm sitting there listening to these people's stories, and they're showing pictures of where they lived before they discovered the thing, and then the pictures afterwards. And I'd be sitting there and I couldn't click through because, they had the skip block on and stuff like that because they wanted you to actually watch it. And the first couple of times that I was on those, I was generally in awe, and I was actually taking notes, and I was invested in it. And then at the end they'd hit me with the pitch, and I'd be like, oh, maybe I'll buy that, I don't know. But then after a while I just got numb to it. I jump on and I'd be like, oh, this guy's really boring. And then he starts, well, let me tell you where it was. And I'm like, oh, he's going to show me his picture when he lived in the hood. Now he's going to show me his picture of, all the money that he's made. Okay, cool. Now he's going to tell me the thing. And then I'd look at my watch and I'd say, okay, how long has this been? He's been going on for an hour. Okay, he's probably going to charge $1,000. Or, oh man, this thing's been going on for 90 minutes. Okay, he's probably going to charge $2,500 or something like that. So the reason why webinar is number 5 is because before I even got into this stuff, I had already figured out what a free training was, right? And so webinars are number 5. They're not dead, but people are very hip to them. And especially given this pandemic, literally everyone's been doing webinars. I don't care what market you're in. Everyone's been doing webinars because you know, people had to meet virtually. And so just be mindful of that. They're still effective. They still work. They're still really good, but you gotta nail it. And that's the other reason why this is number 5, because think about you creating a webinar. It's going to be at least an hour. And if you invest that time and energy into those resources and you don't nail it, then you got to go back to the drawing board and then try to fix it. And then you need more tech and software to figure out where people are actually dropping off in the video to figure out what part to fix. If not, you don't even know. So webinar, still effective, number 5. All right, number 4 is the guidebook. Big fan of the guidebook. This one could be number 1 because this is the tried and true, the classic. It's applicable in every single market. There's not a single market that you cannot use the guide in, the classic free guide. Now this could be PDF, this could be audio, this could be video. It doesn't matter the format. This guide is the thing that you give out that solves the immediate problem, that answers the most burning question of your prospect right there. It has the curiosity, it has the desire, it cements you as the expert. The free guide will never go away. It is tried and true. It is relatively easy and inexpensive to create. Usually most of your cost on a free guide, if you're doing a PDF, if you're like me, you're not a designer, is paying someone to make you a really nice e-cover. Otherwise, the free guide is something that you can just whip up right away. And if you know how to use Canva, then that thing it's like lightning. And if you're comfortable on video, it's even faster. Okay, so that's number 4, free guide. Number 3, this is the one that a lot of you have probably been sticking around or maybe jumped over from the original video saying, oh, what's number 3? Number 3 is the challenge. So let me explain to you what this is if you're not aware. The challenge is usually it's either 3 to 5 days, typically 5, where you show up live with your audience and you teach for 5 days. But you're giving very actionable steps and instructions for them to take. And the idea is at the end of the challenge, they will have completed something significant. So for example, if I were to do a challenge helping you build a lead funnel, I'd show up for 5 days, and every day we would complete one part of that process. And at the end of 5 days, you would have your lead funnel done. Also, at the end of day 4, I would pitch some type of product offering, right? Training most likely, or maybe even a service. And then and then in day 5, we do a little more training and then answer questions and then, pitch again. But usually it's in the other order. So on day 5, you pitch first, then answer questions, and then finish off with more training. That's how you get people to stick around. So that's a little pro tip for you. Okay. So number 3 is the challenge. This works because it allows you to get so many people opting in, and to really cement yourself as an expert to those people. So number 3, free challenge, really, really good. And you can go to high ticket because you just spent like 4 hours with somebody. So you can go right into high ticket with that. All right. Number 2 is the free trial. Now, if you're in software and in some type of reoccurring thing, the free trial is really, really effective. It's going to get people to opt into your list, try before you buy, the whole deal, pretty self-explanatory, not applicable to everyone, but if you can do a free trial, it is the ultimate risk reversal. So that is why it is number 2. And look, as with anything, you're not always going to be able to put the pieces together right away. I know a lot of times when, because I do the same thing. I watch the video and I get some training or I hear something cool and I think right there in the spot, how can I apply this to my business? And then if I don't figure it out in 5 minutes, I just say, oh, well, maybe I can't. Some of these things you can apply to your business. It's just going to take you giving it time and thought and attention to be able to come up with something truly unique that you can actually try. So don't just write it off and say, well, I can't do a free trial in my business because I need everyone to pay me up front or do this. There may be an angle for you to be able to leverage a free trial in some capacity in your business. And so it's just a cool thing. And so that's why it's number 2. Now, number one is the quiz. The quiz funnel is easily, by far, the number 1 lead magnet right now. Undisputed champion. You cannot beat it. It's also the one, aside from like the Chrome extension, that does require probably the most work, and aside from the webinar as well, to execute. But if you execute the quiz, it is literally like printing leads. And here's why. The quiz offers your prospects something that no free guide or webinar or anything else can offer them. It offers them the opportunity of self-discovery. The allure of self-discovery is so powerful. It's so attractive and magnetic. People just want to know about themselves. And when you offer them that, hey, what's your mortgage buying readiness score? Hey, what's killing your lead generation? Are you ready to scale your business? What type of ads should you be running? Whatever it is. If you were in the beauty business, right? Like, which skincare product is the best for you? I mean, these opportunities of self-discovery, people cannot pass them up. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give you a really huge company that built a mega millions of people on their list. Proactive. If you all remember Proactive, they're the skincare company. Millions of people on their list. Millions, because they gave you the skincare quiz to figure out what's your skin type, what's causing your acne, right? And then to prescribe to you what is the thing that you need to do to correct it. And so the quiz, it's amazing for your prospects. It's amazing for you because you collect insane amounts of data that almost no one else in your market is going to have access to. I mean, you'll know everything, right? Based on how you ask those questions. And so that's why the quiz is the unquestioned number 1. So there you have it. That was 10 through number 1. If you like this video, drop a like below and let me know in the comments which of these is your favorite, which of you use, which one do you want to use, which one do you want to try. And I can't wait to read your feedback. Thanks for sticking me to the end of the video. And until the next time, peace. Oh, and by the way, if you didn't watch the other video, which was number 20 to number 11, make sure to jump on over here and check out that video. Talk soon.